players set and hit SMART goals. The S is for specific, so very specific, very detailed goals. The M is for measurable. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. The A is for achievable. Just because somebody else can high jump 6 feet doesn't mean I can do it. So we need to make sure our goals are achievable for our teammates. The R is for relevant. Are we working on the right things? Too often, employees have avoidance mentality and they want to work on what's fun, not what's relevant to the organization mission. And the last is time bound. So every SMART goal needs to have a time limit on it. It needs to have when it will be delivered by. So why SMART? If you don't define what we need, you're going to get fuzzy results from your team. And I'll show you how to make a SMART goal right now. Let's start with specific. So there's 6 W's that help us form a specific goal in a SMART goal. The first is the who. Who's involved with this? Who will actually deliver the SMART goal? What is involved with the task? So we have the who, we also have the what. The next W is the where. Where is this going to occur? When is it going to happen by? Which people are involved? And why is it important? And just a little tip from a leadership perspective, that why is paramount into aligning your team and getting their buy-in into actually hitting the SMART goal in the first place. Get the why question right, we get the team on board, and you get a better result. So let's show you a very common non-SMART goal. Your organization may have these as we speak. Update the website. That's not a bad idea, but it's not a SMART goal. It is not nearly specific enough. And the other problem with this goal is it's not a goal in itself. Nobody intrinsically just wants a website. You want a website for a greater goal. So it's important in SMART goal setting to actually define what that greater goal is. So let's look at the same type of example, but instead let's put it in SMART languaging. So here's the SMART version of that goal. Improve website leads from 500 to 600 per month by May 31st to improve monthly revenue by 175,000. We have a much more concrete and specific goal that we can achieve. We can get to May 31st and know if we've been successful or not. Let's go to the next one, measurable. Let's look at this in non-SMART. Increase brand awareness. Now, I'm a veteran with over 27 years of marketing, and I see this all the time. Increased brand awareness is one of the biggest wastes of money out there, right? Unless you are defining how you're measuring brand awareness, you'll be flushing money down the sink, chasing things that you can't measure. Marketing's about math. Marketing is about lead generation. So just going after brand awareness is actually a non-SMART goal. Well, let's look at that same goal in SMART languaging now. Improve brand awareness of our company with the top 100 target companies within the state of Florida from 23 to 30% being aware by December 31st. When we're doing measurable, it's important that our numbers are right. If possible, use a whole real number. It's much more powerful because you get into did I hit it or not scenario. Let's go to achievable. It's really the quickest way to demotivate somebody if the goal is not achievable. Here's a non-SMART goal on achievable that we see very frequently, and it looks like this. It's a new salesperson, a brand new college graduate, and we want them to hit $250,000 in their first month of sales. By the way, nobody in your organization has even come close to hitting this, so that would make it a non-SMART goal. Achievable means we actually have some real benchmarks that people in our organization and our industry have done this. Let's look at that same goal now for a salesperson in SMART achievable terms. Make my first sale of $25,000 within 4 weeks of starting with the new company. Now, let's say that your current benchmark is a $20,000 sale within 5 weeks. Again, that is still a SMART achievable goal. You're much better starting with an achievable goal, hitting and exceeding those goals, and then growing the goal. Again, the quickest way to burn out your team is with non-achievable goals. Next one is relevant. And this is very important. Does achieving this actually matter? How many times in the heat of the moment, when Rome is burning, do we have people all of a sudden to decide to do non-SMART activities that aren't aligned with fixing the problem or the challenge at hand? Let's pick on our friends in marketing. Let's start some social media campaigns. So sales are hurting, we're not hitting plan. Of all the things we can do, we're going to start something that we really can't measure. We're just going to start some social media campaigns. Now again, if that is a bona fide lead generation strategy for you that fixes the problem, that's great. Too often this is something somebody would like to work on as a pet project, an avoidance behavior, rather than actually something that works. Let's look at this in a SMART context now. And again, if it's a non-SMART goal, it's really a waste of time, money, and resources. Let's look at a similar situation. Rome is burning at your company. What needs to happen? Have our sales force visit our top 30 accounts by June 30th to generate $750,000 in new orders. And guess what? SMART, relevant goals like that work. Your A players go after that, you achieve the results, get the business back on track. Let's go to the final element of SMART, and that's time bound. And that means time's up. When are we going to hit our goal? So when's it done? Too often, I'll go after something, I don't put a deadline on it. And you know that looking at your organization, that you have all those hanging goals out there. Well, let's look at this in non-SMART. Have my performance reviews complete. Again, a noble activity, but not SMART because we don't have timing against it. Well, let's smarten that goal up. So same type of goal, now it's going to become SMART. Complete and review performance reviews for all 8 direct reports by December 10th. Through this process, coach each individual on their top 2 performance opportunities to achieve a 97% customer satisfaction score through the department by March 1st. Achievement of this goal will result in achievement of maximum bonus payouts for our entire team as well as myself. So we've taken something that is non-SMART, now smarten it up, and your odds of hitting this with a SMART goal, motivating your team, showing them the why, are far greater. So with SMART goals, here's how A, B, and C players respond to those. The C player, you give them a SMART goal, they want to be told what to do. They'll say basically, just tell me what to do. A B player will give it a try. No commitment, no buy-in. I'll give it a shot, we'll see what happens. Not very much commitment. I'm not betting on that person. Here's the A player. I'll build the plan. So there you are as the leader. Your job, and one of your fundamental jobs, becomes you are the master of SMART goals. And you need to get really, really good at writing these SMART goals, exactly using the tools we just went through. So you have SMART goals, and the how-to that you're providing comes through your systems, and it also comes through your A-player agreements, which are very specific agreements that dictate A-player performance on your team. So you've gotten really smart about defining what great performance is, far better than a traditional job description. Now let's enter the A player. So the A player gets the SMART goal, and typically, by the way, the A player is great. SMART goal, that makes sense. I will build the plan. So as a leader, you're in charge of the resources. Is your A player properly resourced to hit that plan? What boundaries and what systems do you have to achieve it? So there might be reasonable budgetary expectations and boundaries. So the A player is very resourceful. They know how to do it. They know exactly what you want. They'll figure out all the nitty-gritty details, so you don't need to micromanage them. So with SMART, you know for sure when you achieve the goal. And that is why SMART is so vital and so important. And candidly, it's a skill that we can all get better at in our daily, monthly, and quarterly goal setting of getting much tighter, much more specific, much more measurable, much more achievable, much more relevant, and much more time-bound on our SMART goals.